Hello, Master Duels fans and TCG players everywhere. My name is Attorney San, and I hate playing modern Yu-Gi-Oh! The metagames just take so long, and I know a lot of people are sick of waiting for people that just take those long turns. So my solution to this is why not just bring back a classic like Exodia and attempt to even deny them getting their first turn. So that's why I've put together a variant of the Exodia deck to hopefully deny my opponent a single turn as much as possible. As with any Exodia deck, you want to go first when possible and really ought to strive for consistency. So let me go over here and show you what we've come up with. So most Exodia decks you're going to see are going to be 40. Don't really recommend going above 40. It's going to hurt your consistency. As you can see, there are no traps. This is all monsters and all spells. And each part serves a purpose. Of course, you've got the parts of Exodia being the ultimate goal for you. Um, Whitestone Legend, pretty easy card to hold on to in your hand. Discard it, you're gonna get a Blue Eyes. Pretty simple effect, nothing too crazy. Blue Eyes, classic. There's lots of Blue Eyes support for things that are going to do different effects for Blue Eyes. A Toon Blue Eyes, which is going to pair into Toon Table of Contents. This just helps you kind of cycle through and thin your deck down in a really easy, really consistent way. And then Royal Magical Library. 3, I think is still good to have. Ideally, the 3 copies are put in there to make you hit that 40. More than likely, you're only ever going to use one, if things turn out your way. Every time you activate a spell, gains a counter, remove 3 counters, draw a card. Pretty simple, with as many spells as you're running, really beneficial to be in your deck. Terraforming, great card to have in here, limited to 1 of course. You've got some field spells down here, which you're usually going to be fetching for. This is also one of those cards that helps you grab and thin out. Trade-in. Obviously, the trade-ins are for your Blue Eyes 1, Blue Eyes 2, and your Toon Blue Eyes, just to discard and get more cards. The fun part of this deck to me is Golden Bamboo Sword and Cursed Bamboo Sword. Even if you don't kill him first turn, if your opponent does bring out something the second turn, you are more than welcome to put a Cursed Bamboo Sword onto their monster card. And then just play Golden Bamboo. It's easy, free, cheap 2 cards. Plus, if you draw multiple, you can set down both of them, bounce one back to the hand, and then replay it, which is going to be good towards getting you Royal Magical Library counters. Cards of Consonance, really good, really consistent card. You're just discarding your Whitestone of Legends, drawing 2 cards, and if you haven't filtered through all of your Blue Eyes, you're going to be grabbing that. So essentially you're discarding 1 card and gaining 3. Pot of Duality, simple 1 turn. I think most players probably know this card. If you look at the top 3, look at what the best one that's really going to work for you, whether it be Exodia piece, if you're close, or stuff that's just going to really help you draw more. 1 Day of Peace. I don't see this card in a lot of Exodia decks, and I'm not really sure why. Each player draws 1 card, and neither player takes damage until the end of the opponent's next turn. So the way I see it, that's a free card, and even if you do whiff and you don't perfect turn 1 kill, you're going to be able to survive that next turn because you're not going to be taking damage. So pretty easy. Pseudo Space, it copies a field spell in the graveyard, remove from play the field spell that is in the graveyard to gain its effect. Pretty straightforward. Pairs into Chicken Game. You're just playing this to pay 1,000 life points and draw a card. So essentially, you're getting 6 Chicken Games out of this. So it's pretty simple setup. So next we'll go into a duel and just kind of show you how it works in action. Alright, and we have gotten in a match with the Blade Station. Unfortunate on the coin toss, but maybe we'll luck out. No, we're going second. That's okay though. It's low elo, it's a new season, we haven't grinded back up there yet. Okay, so this is actually a really solid opening can. Obviously we gotta see what happens here, what kind of deck he's playing, but ideally, heroes, okay. Ideally, we want to get Royal Magical Library out first. Slap a sword on there, bamboo, bamboo. We're basically gonna have a whole new hand at that point. So unless this dude just like just totally shuts down my options first turn, we should be in a pretty good spot. Which I bet deck like this, he's probably just going to focus on getting as many things out as possible right now. I don't think these are usually too often trap heavy. With things like, you know, spell negate or spot removal, stuff like that. But we'll see, we'll see. We can kick back. Watch this man do his miracle fusions. He's gonna need a miracle to survive this hand. The more power to him. The shiny one. Ooh, okay. A little juicy. Only one trap down though. I don't think any of these do any kind of negations. Hey, chicken game. Even better. Yep, I don't really see anything to shut us down, so let's just get popping. Royal Magical Library. Gonna slap a sword on that bad boy. Now we're gonna draw like there's no tomorrow. Oh, so I did mess up there. Always make sure spend your counters before you keep going with your spells. I have totally through duels just from not doing that. It's getting a little hasty. Make sure you don't do the same. Don't be like me. Do trade in. Another tip I would do for this deck: whenever you have your cards to thin your deck out, use those first before using your just draw one, your draw twos, just because that's going to help your consistency. Which we don't really have any search cards here at the moment. Well, I mean, we have Pot of Duality. I would rather not play Pot of Duality until I absolutely have to, though. Just because it can help when it's a little bit more of a situational thing. And the thinner your deck, the better chance you're going to have to get the card that you need to keep the steam going. But as of now, we've got two pieces, tons of draw power still. We are looking pretty good. Then you'll see the combo I was talking about back in Deck Edit. Discard. You got two. That got discarded. Grab a Blue Eyes. Don't want to use trade in just yet with that Blue Eyes. We've got a terraforming, so we're gonna go in and grab a chicken game. Then we're probably good to go ahead. Play chicken game next. That'll give us our third counter. Go ahead and skip that so we don't forget. Another golden sword. Draw off there. Another white stone. Sweet. Slap some bamboo down there. Two more cards. Go ahead and do upstart. Alright, Toon Table of Contents. So this is what I mean when, if you have cards that search for specific cards, to use them first. Because if I drew into a second Toon Table, or I drew into that Blue Eyes, then I'm going to have a dead card. And the last thing you want in this kind of deck is to have a dead card, to just utterly halt your progress. In this case, we will go ahead and pull Royal Magical Library. It was not Toon Blue Eyes. I would have cried quite a bit if it was. And there, you get more counters. We're already down to 11 cards, so this is pretty much a checkmate. So let's go ahead and do this. Unfortunately, with that, it does make you draw your two first before giving you a Blue Eyes, but we didn't have a Blue Eyes in there anyways, so it didn't really matter. And then if somehow we didn't win this turn, we'd have a whole second turn to finish them off. Slap another bamboo sword down. And then, since we've got two down, it actually has that let's see here. It also has the effect that if you control another bamboo sword, you can target it, return it to the hand. And then my monster could attack directly. Don't really care about the attack. We can throw this back in the hand. It's not overly, overly useful, but at the end of the day, that's an extra counter on your library. And I am all about the counters. Discard a Blue Eyes. Draw 2. Draw your free card off here. Blue Eyes. 2 Blue Eyes. And draw 2. And wow, look at that. We actually drew both of them right there. So yeah, lots of draw power still even left if we didn't draw that. This build, it's very easy to just draw your entire deck in one turn. So yeah, that is my variant of the Exodia deck. Hope you all enjoyed it. Be sure to check out my other videos, and thanks for watching.